welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We are on one of my favourite topics, and that is the very big subject of angels. And I'm joined with Lynn Avis, who is actually an angel expert herself, an angel intuitive, and I'm so pleased we managed to make this happen, Lynn.
I'm so happy to be here, Sarah.
We have tried and tried and tried, but we had a Mercury retrograde to get through.
Yes.
Then we had your holidays, didn't we?
Yes.
So, but we're here, and so thank you for taking the time, because I'm really looking forward to getting into this with you today. Got lots of questions.
Yeah.
So let me, first things first, I just wanted to ask you actually, how did you come to get into working with the angels? Was it like, because for some people it's, well, I say angels, guides, spirit, everybody tends to use a different languaging. Consciousness, universal intelligence. So how did you come to get into this? Was it a profound experience? Or?
Yes, there was a lot of I use the word synchronicity a lot, so there was a lot of synchronicity about it. I grew up always searching, always seeking. Even from a small child, I wanted to know. And I grew up in a family that there was no religion, but there was spirituality. There was a spiritual element to our lives. And so I was always seeking, I was always searching, and religion really didn't hit the spot with me. But I liked cherry pick. I say, like, I'm a cherry picker. I like bits, and I like the loving elements of religions, and I like the compassionate side and the empathy side, but not a lot of the dogma. So I was always seeking, always searching, and nothing ever really felt right. And then I started, I'd had psychic abilities as a child, but never really did anything with those, didn't know what I was going to, and I didn't have a lot of self-confidence and self-worth. So I left it all alone, and then started developing in my 20s. But that was psychic, that was called psychic development, and that was increasing my psychic abilities. But then again, this was 30 odd years ago, so at the time there really wasn't anything mentioned about angels or anything.
You often find that, don't you, with people? I mean, it's like so many, you kind of try all these different things, don't you? And no different to myself. I started my spiritual journey when I was in my teens, and growing up with parents like that, and you sort of dabble in here and there, and some psychic arts, then a bit of mediumship, and a bit of, so it's kind of
you just want to know, and I think you have a natural curiosity and wanting to know, and I don't feel that I'll ever lose that. I feel that that's in a real part of me. It's part of my personality, of that curiosity. But so 30 odd years ago there was kind of spiritualist mediumship, tarot reading, and kind of not a lot else. There wasn't a lot else, and even though my gifts were increasing as I was developing, I couldn't see what I would have the confidence to do with it, so I shut it all down. I was like, no, not ready for this, don't want to know, because I did start seeing things before they happened, and having knowledge of things, and I was like, no, I'm not ready for this, and I did keep having readings that people would say, you're a healer, you're going to be doing this kind of work, and I was like, no, there's absolutely no way.
I was like that too.
And it wasn't until 2004 that my life came to a crossroads, a real crossroads. I just struggled with infertility, and then I had a ruptured ectopic, and I did have a very profound experience of peace descending over me when I was in the most traumatic place, and very emotional place, and from being really hysterical, really releasing all this emotion, and hadn't slept for 4 nights in hospital. It was, my brain wouldn't close down. It just wouldn't shut off. So day and night, I couldn't go to sleep. And then eventually, emotionally and everything, I cried and released. And then I fell asleep. The sister came and she said, come on, get some sleep. And I woke up in this aroma of flowers. You know, like you walk into a florist and it overwhelms you, the smell of flowers. There was no flowers in the hospital. You weren't allowed flowers. So I'm looking round, like, where's this coming from? And I was like under the covers, I was smelling myself.
Oh my
and
God.
this peace, I never ever forget this sense of tranquility and serenity and peace that filled me, and this aroma and this violet light. I kind of woke up in this violet light.
Amazing.
And it took me, even though I then angels came into my life and I started going to a meditation class and a development class around angels, everything felt right. Everything, it was just like coming home. And I feel that was like the angels for me was like this homecoming. So all this searching, all this seeking, and I still haven't stopped that. I still like to delve into a lot of different things, but I always come back to my connection is to this angelic realm, which I feel, because I've not had all that religious background, I see it as a level of consciousness. Yes. So we have all these different. Oh, hello, Milo.
Not an angel.
He's a little angel. He looks like a little fluffy
Phil
angel.
Milo. Milo, you can come say hello.
No, he's gone to sleep.
He's happy there.
He's happy. So this level of consciousness that I'm able to connect to. Everybody can connect to it, but it's just if you want to develop that. But some people have, like some people can play classical music and they just have a natural ability to it.
Exactly.
And somebody can plonk along and do chopsticks.
Yeah.
I feel it's the same thing with different abilities, different gifts, that we have natural talents in certain areas. And mine is to connect to this level of consciousness, the angelic realm, and bring through that guidance, that wisdom. They were depicted as messengers, and that's what I feel it is. It's that bridge for me between the physical and the spiritual, the spirit world.
It's amazing though, isn't it, when you think, about, well, one, there's so many stories out there today where people have had these miracle experiences from angels, and like you've just explained, the experience you had. And often, it's why so many people are gravitating now towards, working with angels, spirit, because they can see by inviting that into their life on a daily basis and asking for that guidance, your life in every single area of your life becomes so much more easier, and it flows much more easier. Yeah, we still get challenges, of course we do, because that's why we're here, isn't it?
That's what I always say, that to clients, to students, life's going to happen.
Absolutely.
How you deal with it is what makes the difference.
Exactly.
And if you have those team of unseen, for most people it's unseen. Some people are blessed and graced with seeing physically. That's taken a long time for that to happen for me, because that was one of the gifts that I shut down in my 20s.
Well, you might see some stuff here today, because believe me,
looking forward to it.
I've seen them in the house. I haven't seen. You tell me your thoughts on this, because I have the belief that angels, guides, spirit will come to us in the form that we want to see them, and in a form which is safe is probably not the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Comfortable for us.
Absolutely.
They don't want to scare us, they don't want to worry us, they don't want to do anything that would cause us anxiousness or anything like that. So they'll come in that form.
And like I say, I mean, often through my peripheral eye, which is where you will see them, isn't it? I see things there, and I've seen them in the house. It's like you can feel the energy, can't you? It's very heightened and very
and again, it's that energy. It's that energy for me is the key, because people say, how do you know it's an angel, or it's a spirit, or it's a loved one, or it's a different energy, and it's a very pure energy. For me, it's very light.
It's a higher vibration as well, isn't it?
So they vibrate to a higher frequency, and it lifts the energy. You feel uplifted, and anybody that ever says anything to me is like, my first question will, how did it make you feel? how did it make you feel? Because for me, I'm a feeler.
Yes.
That was wrong, but I'm a feeler.
Sentient.
It's that sentient being, of feeling energy, feeling atmospheres, feeling other people's energies, of knowing what's going on around them. So for angels, it's always uplifting. It's always very loving.
I mean, my first ever experience of anything like this was a little bit similar to yours, actually, of the angels. Was when I was actually in hospital. I'd gone in. I'd never had, touch wood, touch wood for the future, but I'd never had an operation before, and I'd gone in to have this operation, and I was so scared, naturally. And I literally had gone in, and I laid there, and I was waiting for the sedation. And I was with who was a partner. I'd been with him for many, many years at the time, and he came in with me, and as I lie there, I could feel the anxiety and the panic coming over me, and I just asked, I sent that thought out there and said, look, please, just come and just calm me down, be with me, keep me safe.
Yeah.
And just, it chokes my throat just thinking about it, because honestly, you know what it's like. I was so overwhelmed. I just felt this love come around me, and it's like it gave me a big hug.
Yeah.
And I literally, it's like I started to fall asleep. All of a sudden, just literally, it just made me so dozy, and I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
The nurse came in to give me the sedation, or to take me through, to the sedation room. And she said to me, I don't think we need to sedate you now. She said, you're practically asleep. And I was like, yeah.
Well, it's inviting the angels in, and having that conscious awareness, and really inviting them in changed it for me, because I unfortunately suffered 2 ruptured ectopics 7 years apart.
Right.
And it's because I did have white coat syndrome. I didn't like hospitals, didn't like doctors, anything medical, injections or anything like that. My ex-husband was astounded at how calm I was the second time, because I just knew. I knew I was taken care of.
Yeah.
I knew nothing. And with ectopics, you can exit this physical realm, and a lot of ladies do. Okay. But I just had this peace, and that's what they give me. That's why do I work with angels? Why do I invite them in? Because they bring me peace. They make me feel loved.
Absolutely.